Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews episode hosted by your two favourite Aussie stray boys looking for a love and a home. And if you didn't figure out what we are reviewing, it is a cinematic masterpiece, none other than Josh Greenbaum's Strays. Now, Josh Greenbaum, for anyone who doesn't know, he has directed, I guess, a couple episodes of Fresh Off the Boat and New Girl, which are quite high acclaimed TV shows, like sort of sitcom comedies.
Yep.
So you've probably seen the trailer. It's essentially, I guess, a raunchy comedy, you could say, about four dogs and a dog that's kind of, I guess, shunned from its owner, you could say, in the most non-spoilery way possible, and tries to find revenge. The plot is essentially, I mean, the name of it's Strays, so you can kind of put two and two together. But voice cast itself it's pretty packed. It's got Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, Isla Fisher, Rob Riggle, Josh Gad. It's quite a stacked cast, obviously voice-wise, but yeah, we'll get straight into it. What were your overall...
Look, potentially movie of the year. Big thought.
In terms of mediocrity?
Yeah.
Like, no.
No.
I won't shoot it down.
Look, I'll start with a lot of the positives first. The voice acting was phenomenal. You know, I know it's a big cast, and so I guess you don't have as much acting behind the camera, but you still have to put your heart and soul into everything that's said, and I feel like it matches perfectly with the story that's being told, and all the lines are delivered quite well and to quite great comedic value too. I did enjoy a lot of that. I actually liked a lot of the humour in this film. It was, some of the stuff was a bit on the nose, and I feel like that's kind of what worked for it at times. It's really kind of like caught you by surprise. You weren't expecting it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that it was like, let's make the cats and dogs film, but let's just make it like Cats versus Dogs. That's what it was, wasn't it? Let's just make it for adults.
Yeah, kitty galore, kitty paws or whatever that is.
Let's just put the dumbest ideas into these dogs' heads and let's make a film out of it. That's exactly what they did. Look, I thought they did the dumb well. I thought they did that well. I don't really have any extra props when it comes to the cinematography or the way it was shot or anything. It's kind of...
let's put it this way. It's a basic... like it's an R-rated comedy, like, or MA in Australia, which is like 15 plus. There's not sort of much special... nothing special behind
nothing
the
worth
craft.
commented on behind the cameras or any of the colour grading or the acting or anything. I didn't really mind, I guess, the way they did like mouth movements and things.
No, it was probably done as well as it could be.
I agree.
Without going into like the uncanny valley.
Yeah, correct.
Like you
correct.
think, I think like as much as I know you liked it, like as beautiful as it was, like you look at the 2019 Lion King, and because it veered into the more photorealistic aspect, it became a little bit uncanny valley because it was going for such hyper realistic, lions and elephants. Like,
and you can't do all those expressions.
Yeah,
and tell
you've
that
obviously
story.
got little run to the little dogs coming in here. It's like, their mouth movement. Yeah. Like it's, they can kind of, I guess, play it off a little bit. So, but it didn't really go for like the hyper realistic side of things that kind of almost can get away with it in this, to be honest.
Yeah. And I guess it does explore some nice ideas about like, the matter of perception per se, that, not everything you perceive is exactly how it is, and people understand the same situation completely different too. So maybe there's some, nice learning points out of that. But it was just an enjoyable film. Sometimes you just need something to sit down with and laugh at, and you're like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, but I had a great time. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone that had watched some dumb shit, but that's kind of what it delivered. But that's what you went for, and everyone knew when you're going to go into it. And I think of the expectations it set, it hit them. So props to this film for just being like a dumb...
Yeah, it's exactly what it intended to be. Yeah.
Nothing super special, but just a great time.
No. But I guess that's probably where it'll pass off to me.
Yeah.
But no, exactly right. It wasn't... It actually, I thought this film was going to be terrible. I'm not going to lie. Like, the concept is pretty stupid. And I did think of that where it's like, it's obviously, I didn't know from the trailers. I haven't really seen too many trailers, to be honest, but it was mainly voiceover. I didn't actually know if it was going to be the dog speaking. But man, I got to give props because the dog actors, unbelievable job. They've obviously whoever's trained the dogs or done that work on set. A+ to you. That's, if they have an Academy Award for dog trainer or something, you've got that. But I guess, in terms of pros, it is exactly what it intended to be.
Spot on.
I think the funny thing is it kind of gets away with a lot where the script really isn't great. Like it's not like a really clever comedy that I can think of. I can't think of anything in my head, but it's not like a really clever comedy like Booksmart or something like.
It's a dumb pretense.
It's dumb, but it kind of works because you've got these dogs where you kind of expect dogs, like if they could talk, to be really fucking really stupid. They understand like 20, they understand in 20 English words or whatever, as they said in the film. Not that that's obviously the true scenario, but I know they understand a lot more. But like you kind of can get away with the fact that they're saying stupid shit, which kind of makes you laugh. So I think it kind of gets away with it as well. And the sort of
agreed.
The dialogue, I think it was a perfect runtime because if it was like leaning to, it's about 90 minutes on the dot. If it was leaning towards the 2-hour mark, you might find when these dogs and the canines are saying these jokes that it might get a little
wear
old.
off.
And I felt like it didn't overstay its welcome. But I thought it was a perfectly fine film. I enjoyed it. I did have a laugh a lot. There were some genuine laughs from me in there. There were a lot of laughs though where I was kind of laughing in the fact that I was like, I can't believe they've just made that a joke, or like this existed. It's also got one of the best needle drops in a film of using a song that I've seen in quite some time. Surprised Miley Cyrus gave the tick of approval.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to MC. But I'm surprised she gave the tick of approval to use her song for that scene. That along with Mariah Carey and Beau Is Afraid, those two needle drops are some of the best this year. But no, this, funnily enough, was exactly what I needed. I saw a film earlier this week called How to Have Sex, which I did go in thinking it was a bit of a documentary and I needed to learn personally, but no, it wasn't. It was at the Melbourne International Film Festival, which is happening at the moment, and I saw that, and it was a brilliant film. I haven't necessarily reviewed it because you were unable to make that, so recommend seeing that. But that's a very heavy film, and I've obviously seen like Oppenheimer, like there's been very heavy films in the past couple of weeks, which have been like, even Barbie, even though it was funny, I had an existential crisis after. This was kind of exactly what I needed.
Fresh.
In saying that, I would definitely recommend going to see almost any other film in the cinema.
Yeah.
But
if you just want a good time.
But if you want a good time where you'll laugh with your mates, it's nothing special, but it does everything right. The fact though, the one thing I was going to touch on is I do wish that these kind of films used actual voice actors. I thought the voice acting was really well done by the likes of Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx.
Bit too big a cast.
But the thing is, what happens, like I just looked up before, the budget was 46 million, which is a lot, but I'd say that's a lot of it's towards the acting, or not the acting, but the voiceovers, and then a lot of it, the CGI, I imagine, would be very intricate with the moving mouth for the dogs. But the reality is the films are only going to get financing if they have these names attached, because people might genuinely go see it because, it's Will Ferrell's voice. They know that voice.
They know it's funny.
But I know for a fact that like if you genuinely got a serious voice actor that does like voice over animation, like it'd probably almost work a little bit more.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
But that's the reality of the showbiz, baby. Unfortunately, the reality they don't get the funding if they don't have the stars. So
spot on.
If you want to hire me, by all means, I am a star, like they say in Pearl. I am a star. Anyway, I've lost the plot this week, but no, decent film. If you've already seen everything else in the cinema, decent film to go spend your $20 on. But other than that, there are a lot of good films out right now. Yeah. So it really depends what you're into. But no, definitely enjoyable film. If you have seen it, comment below. Let us know what you think. Other than that, we'll catch you next week for quite a few reviews. We'll be seeing Past Lives, TMNT, and Haunted Mansion.
Oh, yeah, super keen.
So-
Super keen for the latest. That one. The
All
latter.
three. Well,
Haunted
they're
Mansion.
all
It's on
yeah.
there. Anyway,
Anyway, we'll catch you next time.
thanks, guys.